Yeah, I tried to get a picture of that supermoon over the Weather Channel. A little blurry, but still very beautiful in person. Good morning and welcome to AMHQ Early. I'm meteorologist Kelly Cass. We do have quite a few active wildfires, unfortunately, burning across 8 states this morning. Rain falling in some parts of the southeast, and we could have some wintry weather to talk about in the lower 48 in the coming days. But we begin with the wildfires. Now, terrain, of course, that's making the firefight rather difficult. We had gusty winds back on Saturday. Yesterday, the winds were a little bit more calm, but we're still dealing with the very dry conditions right here over the southern Appalachians. Here's the radar, though, over the last 24 hours where we did have a system kind of skirt up the coast, bringing rain to the coastal sections of Georgia and the Carolinas, but unfortunately missing the drought-stricken areas for the interior sections of the southeast. So we take a look at some of the accumulations. You can see as much as 3.4 inches of rain over here in the eastern parts of North Carolina. Greenville saw a little bit of rain. Charlotte, we actually saw a few hundredths of an inch of rain, finally putting an end to our 35-day dry streak. And Atlanta actually saw a trace of rain yesterday as well. But you can see the longest dry spells on record for Charlotte. Of course, since we did get a little bit of rain yesterday, that put an end to our dry streak at 35 days, and the record would have been 40 days. And we're glad to see that that record streak is over. We finally got a little bit of rain, but unfortunately, the forecast doesn't call for a whole lot of rain. And you can see what's going on with the drought monitor. That shade of dark red, that is your exceptional drought, the worst category of drought that you can have. No wonder we've got watering restrictions, and we've got, outdoor burn bans in fact for several states as well. We continue to keep track of when we've had the last good healthy inch of rainfall. For Birmingham, it's been 106 days. Greenville, South Carolina, 97 days since we've had a good 1 inch of rainfall. And that's really what we need, a good soaking rain. And unfortunately, the deficits just keep on climbing. I mean, Atlanta, our deficit now over 10.5 inches. For Huntsville, Alabama, we're over 11, nearly 12 actually. Birmingham, about 10.5 inches. Chattanooga, Tennessee, we're 19 inches in the hole, so the drought is awful, and the smoke has been awful in Chattanooga as well. I was just there yesterday for a soccer game, and just very hazy and smoky out there. And here's our forecast for the south the next couple of days. Unfortunately, we don't have any rain, just lots of sunshine out there, and temperatures actually go back up again as well, causing all kinds of flooding in the eastern parts of North Carolina. And now, of course, we've got the dry, the wildfires in the western part of North Carolina. So here's a look at, you can see the Outer Banks getting some rain down towards Morehead City. Wilmington, you're dry right now. All that rain skirting north of you and working its way towards the Norfolk, Virginia area. So we're going to continue to track it. We've got this dip in the jet stream for today, and that low will continue to crank up the east coast, all the while bringing in that moisture from the Atlantic Ocean, interacting with a frontal boundary, and that will get the rain going tomorrow here in the northeast. So yeah, be prepared for potential airport delays and some slowdowns on some of the roadways out there as well. Rainfall is going to be here in eastern North Carolina, especially this morning. Then we move it on up the coast as we head through tonight, moving up the Jersey Shore, Atlantic City, the boardwalk getting wet tonight, into New York City, Long Island as well, and over towards Cape Cod. Now, this is another area, though, that could use the rainfall in eastern New England with the extreme drought conditions over Boston. So it is good that we're seeing that rain moving on up into New England. For Norfolk, Virginia, here is the timing for you guys. We're talking about clouds this morning for your commute, maybe rain toward the tail end of your commute this morning, and then more rain showers as you head home from work. Well, let's take you coast to coast now with this morning's weather headlines. And of course, it's all about the fires in the south. Minneapolis, you saw temperatures in the low 60s yesterday. That is warmer than Atlanta, Georgia, where we only got up to 55 degrees. So it's incredible, the warmth that we're seeing here. Chicago, we finally saw our first freeze just a couple of mornings ago. And Indianapolis, you're not too far from the freezing mark right now with 34 degrees. I'm sure some of the outlying areas are at freezing or below. And as we go through the afternoon, we will see another mild day for you in Chicago, 60 degrees for your high. That is a bargain for this time of the year. 52 degrees in Minneapolis, so it will be a little bit cooler than the 60s that you saw yesterday. But then look, you're back to 60 by tomorrow with all that sunshine. A few raindrops in the northern parts of Michigan, like Traverse City, 55 degrees for you. But otherwise, across the Ohio Valley, yeah, you are up around 60 degrees in Cincinnati, Louisville, back towards St. Louis, near 70. By the time we get towards Wednesday, a little bit cooler air to the north. Kansas City, your average high 54, but we're zooming on up into the 70s by the middle of the week. week. Well, coming up in just 60 seconds, parts of the southeast get ready for a not so warm welcome. We'll explain that coming up. We've got our weekend in view right now. We start off with today. Pretty quiet overall across the country, except for a pocket of showers right here in the eastern portions of Virginia, eastern North Carolina. That rain is actually going to head up the coast into the northeast by Tuesday, so factor that into your commute heading into New York City or Philadelphia, Boston. We could use the rain. We'll take it. As we head towards Wednesday, another little bit of area of rain from Buffalo to Pittsburgh down to Charleston, West Virginia. Otherwise, we keep it dry throughout the South, Atlanta. Yeah, it's nice. It's beautiful, right? You got sunshine, temperatures in the 70s. Not so good for the lawns and gardens and agriculture. Drought continues to expand and get worse. Big system firing up snow across the northern plains into Thursday and Friday. We'll watch that scoot to the east as we head toward the latter half of the weekend. And that's going to usher in some colder air. Chicago, highs are only in the 40s for you on Saturday and only 40 degrees on Sunday. And some of that wintry mix gets into parts of the northeast as well. Well, when we think about destructive winds, we often think of hurricanes or tornadoes, right?